I used to have a tail. Hello. I decided to do another video. I thought I would do another sketchbook tour video, only this is my most recent sketchbook. As you can see, it's falling apart. I wish I could draw giraffes this good. I haven't actually drawn any giraffes in this sketchbook. Here we have Newt Scamander from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I'm so sorry for what I did to his face. I know it doesn't really look like him, but it's maybe the second or third time I've attempted to draw a man realistically, so I don't think it's too horrible. I tried really hard. I should also warn you, like, most of this sketchbook is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them related, because I tend to go through phases where I just draw fan art of certain things, or I'll just draw specific characters, which is a habit I really have to get out of. But anyway, here we go. This was drawn, I've actually dated this one, which was a good idea. This was drawn back in March. I based this on a photograph of Zoe Kravitz. I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong. I apologise if I am. And she's going to be playing Lita Lestrange in the next Fantastic Beasts movie. I was doing a lot of pencil sketches at this time. Here we have Newt wearing glasses. I think my friend and I were talking about Newt wearing glasses because I found a picture of Eddie Redmayne wearing glasses and he plays Newt, so I decided to draw it. I still hate this picture, so look at this great camera work. Oh, my camera's stuck. There we go. And this is a picture of Lita and Newt Scamander, but this was before we knew anything about their relationship or about Lita, really, so don't complain if I've interpreted it wrong, which I think I have. More Fantastic Beasts sketches. I think I just broke another page of my sketchbook. This is young Percival Graves, again from Fantastic Beasts. Are you surprised? I tried to draw a Thunderbird. It didn't come out great. And then I drew a Niffler. I tried to draw young Percival Graves again. This was before, again, more Fantastic Beasts. This was before they announced who would be playing Newt's older brother, Theseus. And my friend and I said that Michael Fassbender would make a good Theseus Scamander, so I attempted to sketch that out. Doesn't really look like him. Again, still working on making people look like themselves. Tina Goldstein. I know her hair's not that long, but I saw a picture of Catherine Waterston, who plays her with long hair, and I wanted to draw it. And she's wearing this nice dress. I think I found that dress on Pinterest. This was for Mermaid, Percival Graves, again, as a merman. And I based his tail on is it a Siamese fighter fish? Or a Chinese fighter fish? It's one of those. They have really gorgeous tails. I used to have one. I don't mean a tail. I used to have one of those fish. I used to have a tail. This was also for Mermaid. I didn't finish it in May though. I finished this in October or November. This is Newt Scamander as a merman. Get in close so you can see some details. He has a little seahorse. I used Prismacolor pencils for this in case anyone wants to know. I have not finished this. This is Tina Goldstein as a mermaid for Mermaid. I just churned all of these out in one day, all the initial sketches I churned out, and haven't really touched them since, apart from the Newt one. I just felt like colouring that. I just couldn't get her face right. And it's annoying because the page before I started the mermaids, I actually did a picture of Tina, like a portrait, but I gave it to my friend for Christmas, so had to tear it out and you can't see it. But yep, there we go, there's Tina. I gave her like a little tank top instead of shells or whatever mermaids usually have, because I felt like Tina would be quite a modest mermaid. I think this is the last mermaid picture, again from Mermaid. And this is supposed to be Lita Lestrange as a mermaid, based on a picture of Zoe Kravitz. I thought she'd have quite a pretty bra. So I gave her some like pearls. Look at that fabulous pose. She's not shy. And I can't remember what fish I based her tail on. Next page. Is there anything in this book that isn't Fantastic Beasts? I should say I was working on a second sketchbook while working on this one alongside this one, and that was a portfolio sketchbook, so that one has no fan art in it. I should probably make a video about that as well. So most of my fan art, well, all of my fan art is in this sketchbook. That's why it's basically all Fantastic Beasts, but I apologise. Again, moving on, Tina Goldstein, pregnant Tina, because I wanted to draw a pregnant woman. It's different, it's not something I get to draw very often, so I wanted to work on pregnant lady anatomy. She's sitting in a house by a lake. I think I'd just seen Alien, the new Alien Covenant, and so that's an Alien Covenant reference. She's drawing a Niffler. Newt with his baby, his and Tina's baby. Spoilers. Babies are hard to draw, but this was good practice. Then there's a random face. This one here was supposed to be my character Sabine, but I think I started it in this book and then I did it in a different sketchbook, which I should probably pull out and show you as well. And this is, oh gosh, what's her name? Daniels from Alien Covenant, because I went to see that and I wanted to do a little sketchy sketch from that movie. So Newt and Tina have a son at some point in the future. I should probably say this is spoilers, but hey, it's in the original Fantastic Beasts book that they are retired or something and they have kids. Just look into the Harry Potter timeline. Anyway, I wanted to design what their son might look like. It basically just looks like Newt, even though I tried really hard to incorporate elements of both of his parents. I named him Beau. I wish my camera would focus a bit better, but I tried to take elements of both of their faces to make it look like he was their son, but I don't know if that worked out great, to be honest. He has his collar popped like Tina did in the first movie. He has Newt boots because I like Newt's boots. He basically just looks like Newt. In my secondary sketchbook, I've been doing a lot of work on eyes and lips and facial features in general, and that kind of carried over to this book a little bit. I started doing a sketch of a mouth with sort of some kind of liquid dripping down into it. Camera, focus. Nope, not gonna happen. Anyway, so yeah, I started that in this book and then I did it on a much larger scale in my other sketchbook, which I will, like I said, record at another time. I did this one on the bus and I was very proud of it. Queenie Goldstein. This is the first picture I've actually drawn of her. I can't remember if I've drawn her since. I know I drew Alison Sudol, who plays Queenie, in my other sketchbook for part of my project, but this might be the only picture I've drawn of Queenie. I need to draw more. Moving down, more Fantastic Beasts. I found this really cute picture on Pinterest of like a pregnancy announcement. I believe that's what they're called, pregnancy announcement picture. And it was this one, essentially, where the dad was holding a sign that said, "I did this," next to the pregnant woman. I thought that'd be cute to draw Newt and Tina like that. I think, again, this was something for my secondary sketchbook. I won't zoom in on it because it's really bad. Oh, this one took ages. As you can see, this is a completed illustration. It's one of the only ones I've managed to do in this particular sketchbook this year. Most of my finished work is in my other sketchbook. This is my character Sabine. She's a witch, in case you're wondering. Drinking coffee while the sun is rising. I really enjoyed doing the background, but it did take a long time. I like how it turned out though. It was really fun to play around with the lighting as well. And someone said they really liked her legs, the shape of her legs. They said a lot of people have said it looks more realistic, which is good because I spent a lot of time this year trying to stray away from sort of cartoon style. More random sketches. Oops. This was going to be Tina Goldstein again, but as a knight. I won't bore you with that explanation, but I didn't like how it was coming out, so. Another baby. I found this really cute picture again on Pinterest of a baby sleeping in his dad's army uniform. So I decided to draw that because my character Sabine, her lover is a soldier, and I thought if they had a child, then this picture would work well. I can't remember where I was going with that. Sabine, she's covering herself, so, you know, don't flag me, please. Again, I think this was a pose I found on Pinterest, and I really wanted to sort of draw more anatomy. That's something I still really need to work on, but I really like how that one turned out. This is a random pose that I didn't finish. I think at this point I was going through art block. I think this was about August this year, and just nothing was turning out right, and I didn't have any inspiration, but I was trying to sort of work through it. So I drew Sabine. Basically, Sabine was my guinea pig at this point in time for trying to get rid of my art block. I drew her as a bride. It was fun to draw from this angle because I don't usually draw faces or heads from this angle. That was Sabine again. I tried to draw her as if she were possessed, but didn't like it. Someone drinking coffee that I didn't finish. This deer girl is for a collaboration that I haven't, as you can see, I haven't finished yet. I might redraw it because I don't really like it anymore. I'm not very accustomed to drawing animals, particularly things like deer. My friend's prompt was something about a masked man in a forest, and my prompt was a sad deer girl, so I drew her holding a mask to link it back to my friend's half of the collaboration. I thought if the masked man was protecting the forest or something, maybe if one of them dies a new one is chosen or something. So maybe she was friends with the old one and they were killed or died or something. Yeah, for the most part, I like the human half of this. I like her hair and the way I decided to drape it over her antlers. And I like her expression, but I don't really like the anatomy of the human torso or the deer body, so something to work on in the future. This is a sketch I didn't finish of two people kissing. And this is, you probably don't remember, I don't know, but the baby sleeping on his dad's army uniform a few pages back. This is him as an adult. He's Sabine's son. His name is Robin, and he's smoking. I like how that one turned out, actually. Again, I had art block. So I decided to draw Sabine in the Beauxbaton uniform from Harry Potter, because Sabine is actually French, so I didn't want to draw her in the Hogwarts uniform. Though if she were a Hogwarts student, which house would she be in? I feel like she'd either be Gryffindor or Slytherin. I'm not sure which, because she can make bad choices, we'll put it that way. She can make bad, selfish choices, but I think she tries really hard to be a good person. And one of the traits of a lot of Gryffindors is that they can belong in a different house. They have a lot of traits that would put them well in a different house, but they kind of choose to be in Gryffindor. I know this because I am a Gryffindor. This is kind of fan art, but I wanted to design a character, but this is the daughter of Tina Goldstein and Percival Graves. Again, I was trying to combine their styles, and that's my hand. Their styles and elements of their personalities. I thought she would be in her early 20s in the 1940s, so I went for kind of a wartime 40s sort of look. I gave her victory rolls, I believe they're called, or victory curls. I gave her a very similar colour scheme to Percival Graves, because he has sort of black, white, and hints of red. So I gave her a navy, and mostly red, and then hints of white. This was another Harry Potter sketch I didn't finish. I think I wanted to design an Ilvermorny school uniform, but I just didn't like how it was turning out. More Sabine. This was from October. As you can tell, I tried to go very witchy and Halloweeny. Wanted to draw lots of objects levitating around her. I don't know, I was just in the mood to draw something witchy. Lots of people on Instagram are drawing witches. So I was like, well, I have a witch character. I have a lot of witch characters actually, but again, it was Sabine's year. This is Robin again. And again, I wanted to go with the 1940s wartime kind of look for him. He is also a witch or a wizard or whatever you want to call him. In my story, they were all called witches, whether they're male or female. Something else. I wanted to make him a pilot. I'm not sure if I ended up giving him the right colour uniform. Pinterest was very confusing when it came to military uniforms. He's smoking again. It seems to be all I ever draw him doing. But I do really like this one picture. We'll focus on this first. Of Sabine. I was doing a lot of biro sketches in my other sketchbook, and I wanted to do one in here. So it's like, hey, I've never drawn Sabine with her hair up. Apart from in that one Beauxbatons picture that I just remembered. Ignore me. Anyway, I just really wanted to draw her hair in biro and all of her freckles, and I just love how this turned out. I want to do more biro drawings. More Sabine, but I didn't like it. That was probably going to be Sabine. This was also done in October when I had art block, but I was trying to push through it. I drew a young Percival Graves and a younger Tina Goldstein. I felt like Graves would be quite a flirt, so he's flirting with Tina. I'm sure he's very professional. This is just a random interpretation. But yeah, I wanted to play around with inks since everyone was doing Inktober. Sadly, I just don't have time to do Inktober or the stamina. Props to anyone who does, to be fair. It's a long month. But yeah, I thought I'd just play around with ink and do black, white and red because that's my favourite colour combination when using inks. This one creeps me out and I didn't mean for it to. This is another character of mine. Her name is Danielle. She's a nurse, as you can see. She's also a witch, probably, maybe. I'm still kind of toying with that. I haven't 100% decided. But yeah, this is Danielle. There you can get a good look. She's not glowing, even though it looks like she is. What I wanted to do in the background, but I was too lazy to do, and I may go back and do one day, is to draw like a ward behind her, and I just wanted her to look like she was being lit from behind. That was another thing I was doing with this. I was playing around with lighting and backlighting, which I haven't had much experience working with. So that's why she looks a bit creepy. I don't really like how her face turned out either. She looks like she's staring into my soul. Sabine with her hair in a really messy bun, being sad because I was sad when I drew this. And then, oh, this was when the first images for the second Fantastic Beasts movie dropped. What's it called again? Crimes of Grindelwald. Grindelwald. I can never pronounce his name. And I really liked Tina's new design and her new style, so I did a quick sketchy sketch of that. I still want to finish this. I can't remember what I was going to do with it, but I like the way it's looking. I think I didn't like it when I started it, but looking back at it, I'd like to do something with that pose. I started this a few months ago, I think. October, November. And I just finished it yesterday. It's Catherine again, Catherine Graves. I wanted to draw her as a child. I thought Percival Graves would dress her really well because he seems quite stylish, so Go for a little beret. I actually found this outfit on Pinterest. This is another character. This is a ghost character. I think she was at a fancy party or a ball with her lover, and someone tried to murder him, I think. I really roughly defined the story, basically, so sorry if the details are a bit off. But someone tried to murder him, but she got in the way, hence the wound on her back. So she died instead, so now her spirit wanders around the house, which has since fallen into disrepair. No one lives there anymore. And she plays the piano sometimes, it's still there, it's very spooky. I like ghost stories, so I wanted to make a ghost character. Yeah, sometimes she can see the house as it used to be when she died, so sort of dressed up for the party, and she can see people but she can't interact with them. And then other times she kind of comes back to reality. I wasn't sure how to describe it. And she realises that she's dead and that she's a ghost and that no one's there anymore and she's all on her own, which makes me really sad, even though I made the character up. But yeah, sad little ghost lady character. Here I wanted to draw something fun, and I just bought Photoshop in November, and I wanted to create something with it, so I sketched this niffler, this mer niffler out, because I was saying, oh, I should have drawn a mer niffler with my merman Newt in Mermaid, and then I was like, well, I'll do it now, and I gave him a little hula skirt because it looked like he was doing the hula. So I might finish that on Photoshop when I eventually get the hang of Photoshop. I love the niffler. The niffler's my favourite Fantastic Beasts creature. This is my latest piece. It's not the last one I'm going to show you, but it's my latest piece. I felt like drawing a tree. I've really not felt like drawing people lately. I don't know why. Again, it is still art block. I've had it for ages. So I was like, I'll draw a tree. I wanted to do some more ink work. And it initially just started out as a tree, and then it was Christmas Eve, I think I was working on this, and I was like, I want to make it look festive, so I added some candles, and one of my absolute favourite books is The Night Circus, and there's a tree called the wishing tree in it, and basically you make, I think you write a wish or something, a candle, I might be wrong, and you light the candle from someone else's candle, so like someone else's wish lights your wish, and then you add it to the tree, and people just keep adding them, and I really like that idea, so I made it into the wishing tree from The Night Circus, and that's the tent in the background, and that's what the bottom of it looks like. And the thing about The Night Circus is, and this explains a lot about my favourite colour schemes. The Night Circus, all of the colours are black and white. It's like a monochrome circus. So that's why I stuck to this like monochrome palette. But there are certain people wear red scarves. I won't spoil the whole story for you, but they walk around wearing red scarves. So I wanted to add elements of red into this, but I didn't want to make the candle flames red, so in the end I went with orange. But I think it looks nice, personally. I'm really happy with it. It's not polished, but I didn't want it to be. I wanted it to be kind of sketchy, like you can see the pencil marks under the marker I used. I drew this on Christmas Eve, I think it was, and I finished it on Christmas Day. This is Newt Scamander and his niffler, which kind of nicely rounds out the year, doesn't it? And he's drinking from a mug that says "World's Best Mum," because he calls himself Mummy when talking to his creatures. I got a glitter pen for Christmas, so I used that on top of it. I don't know if you can really see the glitter very well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely new year, and if you draw like I do, then good luck with future drawings. I'm trying to do a thumbs up, but I can't quite get my thumbs in. Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully I'll get this posted on New Year. If not, then happy day. Bye!